Dude, I need to get a bigger setup. I have nowhere. Actually, no, never mind. I do have a place to put a camera. Nice. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, we are unboxing and reviewing Legacy Deluxe Class Origin Bumblebee. As you can see, this box is huge. It is about as lengthy and wide as my last package, which I reviewed. You guys should go see that. I ordered this on Amazon for about 25 bucks when normal game stores were selling this figure for about 36. I'm not gonna name no names, but you know who you are. So without further ado, let's get into the unboxing and reviewing part. Okay, yeah, this isn't working. I'm getting rid of the hands. Don't worry, I am hopefully getting an X-Acto knife very soon that I can use. This box contains two packages that I ordered. One I will try not to show in this video because it's a gift for somebody. And then also the other one is the Bumblebee. Oh, Bumblebee! As you might tell already, my voice is kind of rough right now. That's because I screamed and yelled a lot last night. I was hanging with friends. But then I woke up at 11 this morning after staying up until 12. Oh, Bumblebee, what am I gonna do without you? This Bumblebee figure is meant to transform into its original vehicle type from the first ever episode of the G1 cartoon. In this video, I will be comparing this figure to Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, of which this figure is meant to transform into his Volkswagen vehicle mode, and this one is meant to transform into his little land speeder mode. Now, without further ado, let's get into the actual unboxing of this figure and not the Amazon box. On this back piece, we have the instructions, a little gun or weapon pack back here, and then we have the actual figure itself with a little backpack too. I love this a jetpack, but whatever. And now the Bumblebee is out of the pack. Take this stuff out. Move this off to the side as well. And here we have Legacy Deluxe Class Origin Bumblebee in his robot mode. The figure is tall. He's so tall. I think it's just his feet, really. The height difference between these two is... I mean, the Studio Series figure is already a bit, chunky. He's not completely accurate. He's mushed down a little bit to make it possible for him to transform. But this guy goes to a whole new level. I've never really had a figure that has a backpack on his calves. That's gonna be an experience. The figure in itself is actually quite detailed. I would say more so than this one, but that's because it doesn't have to transform into a Volkswagen. The backpack is actually quite smooth. It doesn't really poke out a lot, but it also shoots out like wings a little bit. But we can kind of get rid of that if we put the jetpack on. Never mind. Never mind, it doesn't really help that much. Take this off. There's not really much to say about this figure, apart from its feet. It's kind of hollow and thin, really. Yo, quick interruption. I figured out that the feet are not actually supposed to be like that, and they actually fold down a bit, and it's quite accurate to the show. So, yeah. But one thing we can do to make things more interesting is to give him his accessories. These are the little Energon bars he was stealing at the beginning of the first episode. They added quite a bit, but, I think it's accurate. It also includes this blaster that sort of resembles Jango Fett's blaster. Are you fucking kidding me? The gun seems hard to get into his hand at first, but then it's just the way you do it, because it slid right back in whenever I did it a certain way. You can also place the blaster on his shoulder if you really wanted to, but then it just kind of looks stupid. One thing you can do to make his feet less long is push them in like this, which I'm pretty sure is probably how it should have been coming out of the box, but whatever. Articulation is actually pretty well on this figure. You have a ball joint on the head so it can move a full 360 degrees, move up a little bit, and then move down a little bit. Arm is on a swivel plus a little, that thing, I don't know what that's called. The arm can also move a full 360 and can move up and down. The lower upper arm can do a full 360 as well and also can bend here. The hand cannot rotate, but it can move up and down a little bit, but that is more for the transformation. And the same goes for the other arm. You can rotate the waist, but you can't bend it, unfortunately. The leg can also move a full, 180, not 360, because it's bound by that.
The lower upper leg can also move a full 360 like that. Bend at the knee.
But if you want it to bend even more, you can move this part and it bends even further. The foot itself can move quite well, even like without moving the rest of the leg. If that makes sense, I'm not completely sure. Same situation with the other leg. Now without further ado, let's get into the transformation. I'm not going to use the instructions unless I really need them, like all my other videos. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have Legacy Deluxe Class Origins Bumblebee in his vehicle mode.
The transformation was quite difficult. I don't really enjoy figures that flip inside out so that you can form something that goes to another thing that you need to flip inside out and so on. But overall, it ends up looking pretty neat. Sure, it's cracks and everything everywhere, like it's not smooth or anything, but even then, all that might just be worth it. If you wanted an ugly Bumblebee, the color matching is not very good. You can obviously see differences in yellow. This yellow is different from this yellow, which is also happens to be different from this yellow, which is different from this and this yellow. It's kind of a mess, and the fact that they would have a clear windshield that obviously shows that, kind of a dumb choice to make. From a side profile, the under part doesn't seem to be that big of a deal, but if you flip it anymore, you can see everything. The few simple parts of the transformation are actually like pretty similar to that of the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. I can see where they took some inspiration for that. But what I could say makes up for that is accessory, spots that you can put some stuff in, I guess. If you really wanted to, you can put the jetpack there and the gun here. Wow, look at that. It's so good, right guys? It looks like it looks like a Puerto Rican haircut. I'm thinking of a certain image. I don't know if anybody else has seen it or if anybody knows what I'm talking about. But even with these 3 little slots for these things, there's nowhere for these to go. You need to buy a whole nother figure to put these into, which is G1 Origins Wheeljack, which apparently this figure in vehicle mode can fit into if you fold them up a little bit. Leave a comment down below if you guys would like to see that, because I know I would.
If you want it to look a little bit different, you could put 86 Starscream's guns on it, because then it looks a bit better. I don't know. I had this idea like a few minutes ago. It doesn't look as good as I thought it would, whatever. And now to give this figure a rating on my scales. The figure itself, I give it a 6 out of 10. Transformation, 7 out of 10. Vehicle mode, 7 out of 10. It's pretty good looking, even with the color matching. Quality control. Overall, the figure feels pretty well, and I don't think anything will break over time, so I'm gonna give it a nice 8 out of 10. Accessories included, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. These are lackluster at best. And overall, I would give this figure a 7 out of 10. And now for some size comparisons. G1 style gears, Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, Earth Spark Bumblebee, and my most recent review, Studio Series 86 Starscream. Go check out that video if you guys want to see it. In the end, this figure is decent. Don't buy it for over 25 bucks at any store. I don't care what else they give you, don't buy it for...
This figure is gonna haunt me in my nightmares. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.